Dear lovelies, you know the voice, but not the face. Welcome back to Talks with Lania. I'm having a banana. You want some? You can have some. You can have some. You know it's your big sis, Adam here. But what are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna talk about today? I want to ask you something. Can I? Have you ever looked at your phone and realized you haven't spoken to someone in months? Someone you used to talk to every single day? No fight, no argument, no betrayal, just silence. 1 minute you're laughing in the canteen, sharing lunch, promising to be each other's bridesmaids or best man. The next minute you're just strangers who knows each other's middle names. Like, what happened? Today I want to talk about something nobody actually prepares us for: losing friends in your 20s, or just losing friends after high school. And more importantly, why it's not your fault. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody tells you after you leave high school when you graduate. If you graduate after you leave high school. Friendship in school is built on proximity. You see each other over 5 days a week. You're in the same classes, the same lunch line, the same chaos. It's easy to be friends when your lives are practically identical. Then you leave. You go to different universities, different jobs, different countries, maybe different islands. And suddenly that glue, that shared schedule, that shared struggle disappears. Now you have to actually choose to stay in touch. And choosing requires effort. And effort requires energy. And energy, well, that's in short supply when you're working a 9 to 5, trying to survive your 20s. It's not that you don't love each other anymore. It's just that your lives are no longer moving in the same direction. Let me make this even more specific for us, okay? Here in Jamaica, friendships are heavily tied to this proximity. Primary school, high school, sixth form, church, the neighborhood. Your best friend is often just the person who lives down the road or sat next to you in your exams, in your classes. But what happens when you move? When you get a job in Kingston and they stay in the parish? When you migrate to the States or Canada or England? That proximity breaks, and without it, most friendships become hard to maintain. And then there's the Jamaican culture of work. Yeah. You get a job, you work Monday to Saturday, Sunday you're resting or doing family routines, stuff you need to do. When do you have time to sit with a friend for 3 hours and just talk? You don't. And the distance grows. But here's the hardest part. In Jamaica, we also have this unspoken guilt, or at least I think we have this unspoken guilt. If you don't check on someone, you're seen as bad mind. Are you stuck up? But sometimes you just can't. You're exhausted. You're surviving. And that guilt can sometimes eat you away. And to add to that, this doesn't just happen with friends, it happens with family. Like, you not reaching out to your family, you not putting that effort in because you're trying to survive, makes you seem like a bad person, like you don't care. I think the hardest part about losing a friend in your 20s isn't the loss itself. It's the silence that replaces the noise. You still see their posts on Instagram. You still like their photos. You still say happy birthday. But it feels hollow. You see them tagging other people, laughing with new friends, and a part of you whispers, was I that easy to replace? And then there's the awkwardness. You bump into them at a wedding or at some event, and the conversation is polite, surface level. How was work? Yeah, good. How's the family? Yeah, they're good. And you're both pretending like you haven't drifted 1,000 miles apart. Nobody warns you about this. Nobody tells you that some friendships end not with a bang, but with a frizzle. You know? A slow, quiet disappearance that leaves you wondering, what did you do wrong? But here's what I'm learning. There is a concept in sociology called life transition. The idea is that when you move through major life changes, graduating, moving, starting a new job, getting married, your social networks reorganize around you. You naturally gravitate towards people who are in the same life stage as you. When you're in school, you're all in the same life stage. But once you enter the real world, your timeline, it's not the same. One friend gets married at 21, another moves abroad at 22, another stays home and takes care of their parents, another is climbing the corporate ladder. These different paths create different realities. And when your realities are too different, connections become harder. It's not a failure. It's just life. And this is where I want to say something that might hurt, but I need to be honest with you. You know, I'm your big sis. I'm going to tell you as it is. Sometimes you outgrow each other. And that's okay. You're not the same person you were at 16 or 17 or even 20. Neither are they. You're supposed to change. And sometimes when you change, you grow apart. It doesn't mean the love was fake. It means that season is over. So what do we do with this? Here's what I've learned. And I'm still learning it, you know. 1, stop forcing it. If you're always the one reaching out, always the one making the plans, always the one checking in, and they never do the same, let it go. Let it go. Friendship is a two-way street. If it's one-sided, it's not a friendship. That's a charity case. 2, stop taking it personally. Their silence, it's not about you. It's about their own life, their own struggles, their own overwhelm. We're all drowning in our own responsibilities. Give them grace. And give yourself grace too. I've said this before. 3, focus on the ones who show up. Your circle will get smaller. That's not a bad thing. It's a filter, you know? The ones who stay, the ones who call even when you haven't spoken in months, the ones who check on you when you're quiet, those are your people. Cherish them, water them, show up for them. And 4, make new friends, but be intentional. And I know this is hard because making friends as an adult is literally like dating, you know? You have to put yourself out there. Join something, whether it's a club, it's a gym, a volunteering group, a small business community. You have to find people who share your current values, not just your past history. And give it time. I mean, studies say it takes about 50 hours of shared time to move from acquaintances to friends. So think about that. Be patient with yourself, lovely. So, if you've lost a friend recently, if your WhatsApp is full of conversations that faded, if you feel guilty for drifting away, I want to hear you. And I want you to hear me clearly. You're not a bad person. You're not unloyal. You're not broken. You're just growing. And sometimes growing means moving away from some people and towards others. It hurts. It's allowed to hurt. But it's not failure. And who knows? Maybe one day when you're both in different seasons again, you'll reconnect. And it'll be beautiful. But you can't live your life waiting for that. You have to live your life now with the people who are here now. So, my lovelies, we're going to end it here today. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, please like and share this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Of course, you want to hear and see me again. And, you know, dear lovelies, life is a journey. And, of course, talking is how I process it. So, thank you guys for being here and for listening in to me again. You know, same voice, same place, new talk next week. Take care.